Greetings, everyone. How's everyone doing? Wanted to go live real quick this early afternoon. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope your day is off to a really good start. Come on in, hit the like button and hit the share button. As you all can see by the description, I want to talk about the state of the Black Union. Let me know where you all are tuning in from in the chat. What city and state are you guys tuning in from? Come on in, come on in. Hit the like button, hit the share button. I want to have a really good family conversation with you all today. Don't plan on staying on very long, but I did want to just have a quick conversation about the state of the Black Union. Make sure you share this broadcast. The other thing I wanted to share too, really quickly, because I think this is going to be really important as we move forward as Black content creators. Thanks so much for you guys. Let me know where you're from. Seattle in the building, Los Angeles, Columbus, and Dayton. All right. I lived in Dayton for 20 years. Dayton, Ohio. Shout out to you. Irvington, New Jersey, Africa, all the way from Malabo, Africa, Boston. Welcome, 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 welcome. So as Black content creators, YouTube, which is owned by Google, not sure if people know that, but Google owns YouTube. And so there is a lot of shadow banning. There's a lot of outright, just over the top censorship, particularly when we're talking about Black issues, African centered analysis, oftentimes are censored. And so I'm sharing this. I'll be sharing this on my next several lives that I do with you all, because I want to give you all an opportunity to move over to a new platform with me. I don't want to just leave you all high and dry. And then people be like, okay, what happened to Real Talk with ZSJ? So, Real Talk with ZSJ has opened up a Rumble account. If you haven't heard of Rumble, please search for Rumble. Download the app. It is free to join. It is another social network. It is a competitor to YouTube. It is based in Canada, so it's not based in the US, where there could be direct influence from US intelligence agencies like the NSA, which is the National Security Administration, the CIA, y'all know what that is, the FBI, y'all know what that is, all these alphabet agencies that put pressure oftentimes on private companies like Google, like Twitter, like Facebook to censor certain content. I wanted to start the top of this today by sharing that with you all, that content creators like me are being shadow banned. I have been on Rumble now for 1 month. 1 month. I have 4,500 subscribers after 1 month. I have been on YouTube 1 year and 3 months now. Yeah, 1 year and 3 months. I have 3,500 subscribers on YouTube. You tell me who's being shadow banned and who's being suppressed intentionally. So yes, Google owns YouTube, and they are intentionally suppressing content creators who are explicitly Black, who cover Black only content and cover Black issues from a Black perspective and not from a neoliberal sort of status quo approved by white people perspective, right? So Rumble, I'm encouraging everybody to move over to Rumble. I want to say this because people may say, oh, well, the media says Rumble is for conservatives now. Well, I think that's interesting. Conservatives did abandon Twitter in droves and did go over to Rumble after Twitter banned a sitting president of the United States, who was President Trump at the time. Twitter banned a sitting president. He was technically still the president, and they banned him. Facebook banned him as well. That's if they can ban a sitting president, what the hell do you think they will do with us? Okay. So Rumble was created by a white Canadian man, and he has promised that his platform will be the top competitor to YouTube, and that they are attracting people specifically because they say We don't shadow ban you. We're not going to shadow ban and censor your content. Come on over to Rumble. Talk about what you want to talk about. You have your First Amendment rights will be respected by my company. And so far it has. Again, I got to tell y'all these numbers again, because again, as they say, the numbers don't lie. I have been on Rumble for 1 month and I have 4,500 subscribers. I have been on YouTube for 1 year and 3 months and I have 3,500 subscribers. Now, I know that my content gets shares. Like, there are people like those of you who are watching now who are interested in the type of content that I create. There's plenty of Black people that are interested in this because they're tired of the status quo, right? There's a lot of people moving to what people have termed new Black media, right? Where you are getting an uncensored discussion around Black issues that's not going to be wrapped up in what's approved by white people, right? So again, I just wanted to start by saying we want to get as many Black people over on the Rumble platform as possible. You can download it. It's a free app, just like Facebook, just like Twitter. It's free. And as you all can see, they also were in the news around Joe Rogan and things like that. So a lot of people will try to paint them as a conservative site. I will tell you they have a relationship with a brother, a Black man up in Toronto, Canada. And he has been working with Black content creators here in the US to get more Black content creators on the platform at the request of the founder and owner of Rumble. Which is, again, is a Canadian-based company. It is not based in the United States. And so the U.S. intelligence agencies will have limited power. We know these people are global, but they will have limited power in terms of what they can actually make Rumble do, the same ways in which they have made Google and YouTube and Twitter and Facebook censorship havens to suppress Black content creators. So just wanted to say all of that. So make sure if you're watching me on Facebook, because I will stop broadcasting live probably within the next month and a half. I will announce my last broadcasting live via Facebook and YouTube, and I will be exclusively on Rumble. So that's why I'm going to be at the top of each show. I'm going to be encouraging people, as you all are listening, get on over to Rumble. There are Black content creators over there. You got Black Power Media that's over there. You got Champagne Sharks that's over there. You got a whole bunch of Black content creators who have been suppressed on YouTube, who have been shadow banned, and they're stopping our growth. I could have well over 100,000 subscribers right now after a year. Well over, but the way the algorithms are working with YouTube, it has to be organic, which is why you hear me constantly say, hit the like button, hit the share button. That way it's organic versus their algorithms, content that they approve of, they do all of that for you. Oh, if I was on here talking about trash and talking about, Black people in a negative way, oh, honey, they would spread that like wildfire. If I was on here talking about any type of, I don't know, some celebrity gossip. Oh my God. That would be out there. Oh yeah, look at Real Talk with ZSJ. She's talking about celebrity gossip. What's going on with Kanye West? Okay, no. We want to talk about, we want to use this as a tool to help organize our people. But we all know that certain people are afraid of Black people organizing for real power. So anyway, that's a good transition, right? That's a good transition. I want you all to tell me, Rumble is available in other countries. Mr. Untouchable, they're available in America. And which of the countries are you talking about? You're probably right in terms of like maybe other countries, but I'm pretty sure they're available in Europe. I'm pretty sure they're available probably in most countries. Google and YouTube are. And if they aren't yet, they will be, because the more of us come over there in droves, their numbers go up, and then they will eventually spread out and be just as ubiquitous as Google. So anyway, y'all let me know in the chat. Did you watch the State of the Union last night from Sleepy Joe? Okay. Did you watch the State of the Union from Sleepy Joe, Joe Biden, the current president of the United States? What did you hear specifically that was for Black people? Okay. 2 questions. Let me know in the chat right now. Did you watch the State of the White Union? Because from what I'm told, he didn't talk about Black people too much other than he wants to fund the police. He let us know very much so that he wants to fund the police. All right. So he wants to fund the police. We know that he wants to fund the police. And so, what else did he specifically outline for Black people? I hear that he spoke very powerfully about sending billions of dollars to help the Ukrainians in their crisis. Let me know in the chat, what did you hear on the State of the Union for Black people? The State of the Black Union. Because from where I sit as an activist, as a community activist, and as someone who has traveled this country, east and west, north and south, and everywhere in between, I have been to just about all the states. And no matter where I go, Black people are at the bottom socially, politically, and economically. Did we hear anything about reparations and his support? Did we hear anything about that? Did we hear anything about our political prisoners? Did we hear anything about police accountability? Was there any type of compromise? He said fund the police, but did he also couple that? Yeah, we're going to fund the police, but we also want police accountability. Did he say anything about police accountability? I'm just asking questions. Just want to know. Right? What is the state of the Black Union from where you sit? Right? Because I asked each and every one of you at the very beginning of this, let me know what city and state you're tuning in from. If you're in the US, I know that I have listeners in the UK. I know that I have listeners on the continent of Africa, and I have some listeners down in the Caribbean. If you are watching from the Caribbean, I know that you all see a lot of things on TV about Black people, but Black people in America are not well. We are not well, right? We live in the richest and at this current time, most powerful country in the world. And yet we are still relegated to second and third and fourth and fifth class citizens in a country that our ancestors built. So we got North Carolina, we got Compton, California, we got all these Tampa, Florida, we got all these cities and states. What is the state of the Black Union where you live? Are Black people doing well? Has the homelessness been cleaned up in LA? Right? We got Durham, North Carolina in the building. Shout out to you. I got some folks down in Raleigh. Yeah. What's the state of the Black Union where you are? Right? How are Black people doing prior to COVID and now after COVID? Because everywhere I look, rent is going up astronomically through the roof. I live in the DC metropolitan area, so the encampments that was there before have ballooned, meaning that more people are homeless in DC. You can drive through certain parts of DC and see the homelessness encampments filled with Black faces, mostly Black men. So it is definitely racially and gendered made up of the homelessness in this country, right? What is happening in LA? What is happening in North Carolina around Black folks? What is happening? Is the state of the Black Union, how are we doing? Because from where I sit, there's a lot of needs, especially economics. There's a lot of needs. We have a country that's running away like a freight train with inflation and increased prices for everything, yet the wages have been stagnant. We have people telling us that they have jobs that cannot be filled, which we know that is propaganda, right? If you have jobs that need to be filled, then where is the support in terms of making sure that we have people in communities equipped to take those jobs? There was a federal called Workforce Investment Act that is supposed to help people gain the skills and knowledge they need, right, to be able to work in these new, more, I guess, if you will, technologically advanced jobs. That's a good segue, and I'm going to encourage each and every one of you that's listening right now to come back to Real Talk with ZSJ, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the dot tonight. We're going to be talking a little bit about uh, what the future has in store. We have a futuristic researcher, Brother Siddiqui Bakari. I see my folks in Compton and LA in the comments. The brother is in LA. He has been a researcher, a futuristic researcher for the last 15 to 20 years. He has written several books about this. And our brother will be on tonight with us to tell us what artificial intelligence is doing, how people are being pushed out of certain work because now there is an increase in artificial intelligence or robots and technology that can do certain jobs that humans used to do. So nobody's talking about that. I'm sorry. Because I actually didn't watch the State of the Union because it was bullshit and I don't have time. I mean, I didn't want to hear it because I knew it wasn't going to be anything for us. But I am welcoming you all now in the comments to correct me if I am wrong. If Joe Biden talks specifically about the needs of Black people, please let me know. I would be happy to go back and try to take a look at that. Let me know in the comments if he spoke to the specific social, political, and economic needs of Black people. Was there any mention of reparations at all? Since we have $1 billion for the Ukrainian refugee crisis, was there any mention of the Black crisis in the United States, of homelessness, right? This is what I'm trying to understand. Shout out to you, Africa the Great. We always have to uplift and thank the people who support us via Super Chat. I really appreciate you. You are one of my most loyal subscribers, and I really, really appreciate your continued support. But I hope you heard what I said earlier. Make sure you make the migration over to Rumble. Make sure you make the migration over to Rumble. Sister RM, the fabulous moderator. If we can put a link in the chat for people to subscribe to Rumble, or if you have an Apple or an Android phone, you can go to the Apple Store or the Play Store for Android and download the app. There's green in the logo. Let me just show you what the logo looks like. And then, because I have the app on my phone, and this is the app. Oh, this is the app. Hold on. This, Lord have mercy. This is what it looks like. Okay, can you all see that? That is my channel, Real Talk with ZSJ on Rumble. Can you all see that? Make sure you see. This is what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Make sure you all go over there and sign up, and make sure you follow me, because people are asking for a link, but I wanted to show you that you may not actually have a link, but this is the, Lord, there we go. That's it right there. You can see that's how it looks. All right, y'all can see I got an Android phone. So make sure you all head on over to Rumble, and you saw the logo in your store. That's the right logo to download. But yeah, so I just wanted to come really quickly to get us to start thinking critically, because you're going to start hearing more and more about, oh, this is going to be the most important election of our lifetime. Got to get out and vote in November. This is the midterm. You got to get out. You got to get the Democrats back in there because it's the most important. Oh, you got to get the Democrats. And I'm just asking right now, what have the Democrats done for the masses of Black people? Because let me be very clear. Nominating a Black woman who is endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police is not doing something for the masses of Black people. In fact, you are placing Black faces in high places, right, who will perpetuate the system of white domination and white supremacy, right? You all have always been able to find those type of Black people. Even during the time of enslavement, you've always been able to find at least one, right? So putting Black faces in high places, I want to be very clear. That is not, right, doing something for the masses of Black people to improve our actual material conditions. Okay? Right? Because I know as Black people, we're very clear when it comes to the conservatives. We're very clear in understanding the strategy of conservatives when they put people like Clarence Thomas on the Supreme Court. We knew that he was going to be used against our community. How many of us live in democratically controlled cities that have been led by white people? I'm sorry, by Black people, maybe for the last several decades? And how have the material conditions of the people improved or declined in your community? Okay. See, we got to understand that it's a game and that it is time for the Black masses, right, to say no more. We're not going to be used as a tool to support a few Black people getting high positions and a job within the system of white domination and white supremacy. Okay? We can't do that. So don't come to our community in November or October and September and tell us we got to hurry up and get out and vote for Democrats or Republicans even. I think it is time for us to have some serious conversations within the community about what our actual demands are. And then it is up to us, right, to be able to ask the questions of the people who are coming into our community to ask for our vote. Where do you stand on X, Y, and Z? And that's how we vote. Not because people died because they wanted us to have the right to vote. That's over. Emotions is over. We need some actual policy and practice change to improve the material conditions of our people. All right? We need some actual policy and practice changes to improve the material conditions of our people. Not nominating a Black woman to the Supreme Court who is endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police, because what that tells me is that the next time not if, but the next time the police officer kills a Black person in this country and it goes to court, what side do you think she will fall on when it comes to qualified immunity? These are the type of questions that we need to have before we start applauding Black faces in high places. Because if she was nominated by Joe Biden, the author of the crime bill, then we should know that she's not for us. And I'm not going to even get on who her spouse is, because that's also a signal. But I know a lot of people get emotional around things like that. So I'm not going to discuss that today. But it does matter. Okay? Because it lets us know where your loyalties lie or where they don't lie. So nominating a vice president that's a Black woman, again, nominating a Supreme Court justice that's a Black woman, all you doing is letting me know that y'all done changed up the script a little bit and that y'all using Black women to be the face of fascism and Black death. Because Kamala Harris got up and clapped. I seen the clip. I didn't watch the State of the Union, but the clip is all over social media when Biden said, we don't need to defund the police. We need to fund the police. And Kamala and Nancy Pelosi got up and did like this. What's the Congressional Black Caucus position on that in the communities in which they represent? Do they have any power and leverage? Where's the clapping for police accountability? Huh? Where's that? All right. Okay. We got to start getting serious, family. We have to start getting serious. It's important for us to get serious about these things. Extremely important for us to get serious about them. Because this is going to be election time coming up, and I want us to get ready to have our questions together, get ready to not be used again to elect somebody in office that will not represent our interests, social, political, and economic interests. Okay? It's time out for it, family. We cannot continue to allow the masses of Black people to be used to support and uplift the Black elite, boule, whatever you want to call them. These people who have ascended, if you will, in systems of white supremacy and domination that will continue to perpetuate the status quo, which is anti-Black. Okay. It's time to use our votes strategically in our local communities, at the state level, and certainly at the national level. I didn't vote for Biden the last time because, see, I judge people on their record, not emotionalism. I judge people on their record. Biden's record on Black people was absolutely abominable. Abominable. But they organized y'all because they said, well, Trump worse. Sometimes you sit out. Sometimes you sit out. We should not be allowing white people to tell us which white supremacists to vote for. That's insane. That's insane. So we can't be surprised when he gets up at the State of the Union and doesn't have anything specifically tangible. That's the new word these days, tangible. That actually increases and improves the material conditions of Black people. We got to stop being used, family. We have to stop being used for somebody else's benefit because the masses of us are not benefiting. Assata Shakur said, people get used to anything. And I feel like at least some parts of the Black community, we've gotten used to being beaten, neglected. We've gotten used to that. And I think it's time that we get unused to it. We should not be used to it. We should not be used to it. It's time for us to actually believe and change the way we think about ourselves. Believe that we deserve more. Because once you believe and internalize that we actually deserve more, then that's when you'll change your tune in terms of how you allow or not allow yourself to be used as a pawn in somebody else's game that's not working out for you. That's really critical. That's really critical for us to understand. It's an emergency at this point. The state of the Black Union is not well. We're not well. The masses of our people are not well. And we are very unorganized, very unorganized. I'm so concerned about the fact that we are severely unorganized as a people. Sometimes I feel like we're letting our ancestors down. I think about people like Huey Newton and the sacrifices he made. I think about people like Fannie Lou Hamer and the sacrifices she made. Too many Malcolm, Martin, Marcus Garvey, okay? So many knew we deserved more, fought for what we deserved. They fought for Black liberation, right? Black freedom. They were clear politically. The level of clarity our ancestors had put so many of us newbies out here to shame. And it's painful to watch. It's painful to even have this conversation. We do deserve more. We don't deserve to be under nobody's foot. We have a right and a responsibility even to get the boots off of our necks. We have that right, family. We deserve that. We deserve to be made whole. We deserve reparations. Yes. Yes. I want to encourage you all to be sure to come back to this channel and join us tonight at 8 p.m. Again, we have Brother Siddiqui Bakari, our brother out of LA. He is a futuristic researcher, and you all will not want to miss this conversation. Family, how many of you all know we're living through a paradigm shift right now? Let me know in the comments. How many of you know that we are currently, like right now, literally living through a paradigm shift? Have you heard of the fourth industrial revolution and what that means? Some of us may have heard of, we know about artificial intelligence, but do you know the ultimate goal of artificial intelligence and what they want from it? Do you know what the singularity is? Right? We're living through a paradigm shift. We are living through a paradigm shift that is going to sadistically perfect slavery, digital slavery, full control, a cashless society. A cashless society is predicted by 2033. Technology companies, private people, banks, financiers, central banks will have complete and total control over your lives. Ooh, we got a lot to talk about, family. We have got a lot to talk about. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Please come back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. I hope you join me on Rumble. Again, I will only be on YouTube and Facebook with live content like this for the next month and a half because I want to give as many of you as possible time to make the transition over to Rumble. The censorship, the shadow banning will only get worse on American companies like Google, like YouTube, like Facebook, like Twitter. The censorship will continue to worsen. We do not have elected officials who are governing for the future at this point to protect our constitutional rights to privacy. No one is governing in this new world order to protect the constitutional right to free speech in a digital world. Nobody's talking about that. Join me tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be live here on this platform. I'll be here for another month and a half. After that, I will be exclusively on Rumble. So I'm trying to get as many of you all as possible. Head over to Rumble, subscribe. It's free, just like the other social networks. It is a Canadian-based company. So they are not under the same types of pressure as American-based social media companies from alphabet agencies in terms of which voices to suppress and which content to promote. When you see Black Death, how many times was the video of George Floyd's sadistic murder shared on YouTube? Why wasn't that suppressed so that people couldn't be traumatized by looking at that over and over and over again? What 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 would make them do that? Think about that. They want that type of content out there, or content that is talking about celebrity gossip. That's the type of content that will get the algorithms support at YouTube. All right. So it's important while I'm still on this platform that we organically invite our friends and family into these spaces. We have to hit the like button. We have to share these things because they're not going to do it for us. In fact, they're going to try to suppress it. So it has to be organic. Yeah. Anyway, as I mentioned, I wasn't going to stay long with you tonight or this afternoon because I will be live tonight at 8 p.m. And I am encouraging every last one of you who are watching right now to join me tonight again. Same place, Real Talk with ZSJ at 8 p.m. And so I look forward to seeing hopefully all of you over there tonight. It's going to be a very, very important and crucial conversation. If you don't have certain language in your vocabulary, 5G, 6G, 7G, the singularity, transhumanism, fourth industrial revolution, if you don't have those things in your vocabulary, you need to, because we're literally right now living through a paradigm shift. And very few people are talking about it. Very few people have the knowledge. I am interviewing a brother tonight who has been researching and studying this phenomenon for 15 to 20 years. The brother is based in LA. Siddiqui Bakari will be my guest tonight on Real Talk with ZSJ at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I hope that everyone who is watching right now, that you will join us. Come prepared with questions. Do some Google searches of those things that I just mentioned. Come prepared with questions because we want to have a really good, thoughtful, and intelligent conversation tonight about what can we do to help stop this moving train or slow it down. There's some things that we should be able to do. And Brother Siddiqui Bakari will talk to us about that tonight. So with that, I will end this live right now, and I hope to see you at 8 p.m. Later. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you soon.